Jesus said to his disciples, "Do not imagine that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have come not to abolish them, but to complete them. I tell you solemnly, till heaven and earth disappear, not one dot, not one little stroke shall disappear from the law until its purpose is achieved. Therefore, the man who infringes even one of the least of these commandments and teaches others to do the same will be considered least in the kingdom of heaven. But the man who keeps them and teaches them will be considered great in the kingdom of heaven. For I tell you, if your virtue goes no deeper than that of the scribes and the Pharisees, you will never enter into the kingdom of heaven. You have learned how it was said to our ancestors, you must not kill. And if anyone does kill, he must answer for it before the court. But I say this to you, anyone who is angry with his brother will answer for it before the court. And if a man calls his brother fool, he will answer for it before the Sanhedrin. And if he calls his brother renegade, he will answer for it in hellfire. So then, if you are bringing your offering to the altar and there remember that your brother has something against you, leave your offering there before the altar and go and be reconciled with your brother first, and then come and present your offering. Come to terms with your opponent in good time while you are still on the way to the court with him, or he may hand you over to the judge, and the judge to the officer, and you will be thrown into prison. And I tell you solemnly, you will not get out till you have paid the last penny. You have learned how it was said, you must not commit adultery. But I say this to you, if a man looks at a woman lustfully, he has already committed adultery with her in his heart. If your right eye should cause you to sin, tear it out and throw it away. It will do you less harm to lose one part of you than to have your whole body complete and thrown into hell. And if your right hand should cause you to sin, cut it off and throw it away, for it will do you less harm to lose one part of you than to have your whole body go to hell. It has also been said, anyone who divorces his wife must give her a writ of dismissal. But I say this to you, everyone who divorces his wife except for the case of fornication makes her an adulteress, and anyone who marries a divorced woman commits adultery. Again, you have learned how it was said to our ancestors, you must not break your oath, but must fulfill your oaths to the Lord. But I say this to you, do not swear at all, either to heaven, since that is God's throne, or to earth, since that is his footstool, or by Jerusalem, since that is the city of the great king. Do not swear by your own head either, since you cannot turn a single hair white or black. All you need say is yes when you mean yes, or no if you mean no. Anything more than these comes from the evil one. The Gospel of the Lord. Question number 1. Psalm 119 says, they are happy, happy, happy. They are happy who follow God's law. They are happy, happy, happy. They are happy who follow God's law. Now tell me, what kind of happiness is the psalmist referring to? B, is such happiness still possible for the faithful Christian in a very corrupt society like our own? Question 2. What is it about the religiosity of the Pharisees and the scribes that Jesus detested so much? What is it about the religiosity of the scribes and the Pharisees that Jesus detested so much? And in what way do we ourselves tend towards what is called Pharisaism? Question 3. Jesus says, if your right hand, they make you go commit sin, make you cut them, throw them. What concrete steps are you taking? And this is personal, not us, not them, you. What concrete steps are you taking today? If you have not been taking any, which ones are you prepared to take today to avoid sin in your lives? If your right hand makes you sin, cut it off and throw it away. If your right eye makes you sin, tear it out and throw it away. That is how serious the business of the kingdom is. That you can alienate, you can cut off your hand or cut off your leg if it will make you not to enter heaven. Therefore, what concrete steps are you taking today to avoid sin in your life?
Praise to Jesus.
Not to Mary.
I will try question number 1.
Yes.
1A. What kind of happiness is the psalmist referring to?
As you're talking, can you move a little closer? Where the camera has a problem picking you up with those windows there.
The psalmist was referring to the happiness of the soul. Question number 1B. Is such happiness still possible for the faithful Christian in a very corrupt society like ours? The answer is yes. Because the happiness that he was referring to is the happiness that the world cannot give.
The happiness the world cannot give you. He says the happiness of the soul. I hope we shall get to understand that better. Give him a round of applause. But many people are not looking for the happiness of the soul. They want the happiness of the body here and now. Is that not true? Many people want the happiness of the body here and now, not happiness of the soul that they don't know whether the soul is there or not. Thank you. Yes.
I want to answer question number 3.
Yes.
Personally, in the kind of job I do, it is very difficult to always say the truth.
The kind of work you do.
Yes.
You tell, are you?
You most often try to lie to keep your customers, your clients. So I am taking a step today that I'll always tell the truth no matter what.
What if they sack you from? You won't get clients now.
Definitely, by God's grace, I'll always say the truth. Then, secondly, tomorrow is St. Valentine's Day. And most often I forget the scent attached to Valentine. I always think of the Valentine Day and the sainthood is forgotten. So tomorrow I'll try to avoid all the mushy and cozy places that can celebrate Valentine and celebrate it here in church. Thank you.
We are celebrating Valentine's here tomorrow in the way Jesus wants us to celebrate it. Can you all hear? Okay.
Glory to Jesus.
And not to Mary.
The question number 1. What kind of happiness is the psalmist referring to? The happiness of the soul, meaning the peace of mind.
Peace of mind.
Which the soul, the joy, obedience to the law of God gives.
When you obey the law of God, do the will of God, you have peace in your soul. Does anybody want peace in your soul? Eh? Oh, okay.
Then B, he said, is such happiness still possible for the faithful Christian in a very corrupt society like ours? Yes, it's possible. Because majority of people in political positions, even in offices, have decided to stand for the truth. And that, I know, has given majority of them, or such people, peace of mind.
Majority of people have decided to stand for the truth.
Yes.
This country would have been different if majority of people have decided to stand for the truth.
Yes.
Let's not deceive ourselves. Majority of people have not decided.
You might call it minority, but I know some that are eating.
Some people have stood for the truth.
Yes.
And they will have peace of mind and happiness
Yes.
for standing for the truth. Okay, thank you.
I want to attend to question number 2.
It's supposed to be only one you do now. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. The question number 2, he said, what is it about the religiosity of the Pharisee and scribe that Jesus detests so much? It's about the religiosity is about their practice towards obedience to the law of man than to the law of God. They always try to protect their own interest. I mean, what they stand to gain, which is obedience to the law of God. That law which they themselves as prescribed. Then, in our own way, that we tend towards that is a lot of us do things in order to save our own, personal or selfish interests. Glory to Jesus.
Thank you very much. A round of applause for him. There's a hand behind it. There's a hand behind it.
Praise the Lord. I want to take question 3. Jesus says, if your right hand makes you sin, cut it off. What concrete step are you taking today to avoid sin in your life?
That's you.
Amen. The answer is, the concrete step I will take today to avoid sin is personal decision. I have decided today to avoid sin. Just like what we sang, I have decided to follow Jesus. Amen. So I have decided today to follow Jesus. Praise the Lord.
No, sir, you have not answered the question. What have you decided to do? I agree you have decided. Tell us what you have decided to do. That's what we're asking.
I have decided, what I decide to do is
to decide.
Decide. I have decided today. Personal decision. Personal decision.
No clap for you because you have not told us what you decided. Okay, give her the microphone. This is how some people feel exam.
Praise be to Jesus.
Honor to Mary.
I want to add to question number 1. It's a very, very interesting question. I think it's the basis of our life. If you are happy, you can conquer everything. The kind of happiness the psalmist is referring to here is the happiness that believing God can give you. You have inner satisfaction. You have confidence in God, confidence in whatever you do. And you believe that whatever the situation with God, you
will overcome.
So you always be happy. And that happiness is possible only when you have this trust in God. And that is the only thing that can make you survive in a corrupt society anywhere in the world. This lasting, concrete happiness that you can only derive from your belief, your trust in God. Praise be to Jesus.
Thank you very much. Give her a round of applause. One of these people here.
Thank you, Father. Praise be to God. I want to answer question 2 that says, what is it about the religious of the Pharisees that scribes detest so much? This question is technical, and I would love to understand it more while I'm trying to explain to the best of my knowledge. This question is telling us about the way mostly we Christians, take the things, the teachings of God, and the way we suit it to our own personal living. I came to understand that we Christians, we love to go to church and to obey the law of the church in the way it will suit the church and us, forgetting the way it will suit the God who gave us this law and it suit the spiritual man. We have two spirits guiding us every day. While we want to do anything, the first one will tell you to do this, the other one will tell you to do the other one. Of which, if you listen carefully, you will know which one is directing in the righteous path. Now, I came across a friend a day. He said he has his first salary that he wants to give it to God, and a younger sister of his wants to write WAEC exam, and he said he don't have the money, and the younger sister was crying and said, please, brother, you are receiving your salary this month. Help me. I cannot sit. If I don't sit for this work, it will be difficult to sit for it next year. I want to get along. The boy said no, that he's using his first offering as a tithe, and his first salary as a tithe. He told me he came to borrow money. I said, but look, let me tell you, the one you
Make
borrow,
your story short, please.
Okay. Father, where I'm going is the man ended up paying the tithe, but the sister didn't sit for one. Now, the sister has to go along meeting other people. You know how it is in Nigeria today. If a young man wants to help a girl, he has to demand for some other advantages. The sister has to go all this way in order to make up her exam while her brother has given up the money for church or for God. I don't know how God will see this young man. I believe.
I don't know how God will see him too. Yes, let's move on. Thank you. Give him a round of applause. There's somebody waiting here.
I want to answer question 2. What is it about the religiosity of the Pharisees and scribes that Jesus detests so much? About the Pharisees and scribes, their religion was always about the law. And this law, they make more law every day to oppress the poor. And this law was only binding on the poor.
Like the law that says, bring all your salary and don't pay your sister's exam fees. Yes.
And was oppressing the poor. The poor, I mean those who don't have people to speak for them.
Yes.
And Jesus was always detested so much about it. And in what way do we ourselves turn towards Pharisee? Phariseeism. We turn towards this when we ourselves, we have, I would say, we have responsibilities, especially the immediate ones. But we tend to ignore the ones that are closer to us, want to strike out to the one across, so that maybe the one that there are other people who are taking care of that responsibility. We still want to reach out to it so that we will be counted among that we also contributed to it, while there are ones that are closer to us that need even more our help than the one outside.
Thank you very much. Let's move on. Let's give her a round of applause, please. Thank you, all of you who have your hands up. Thank you.